Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I'm here in beautiful Porto, Portugal. We are on the Gaia side of the Douro River, so we're actually overlooking kind of the main city center here. It is such a beautiful little town. It's about a 3 or 4 hour bus ride north of Lisbon on the coast. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do kind of a core blast flow. So we're going to get started with some more difficult things, lots of abs today, and then towards the end we're going to stretch out and cool it down a little bit. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. So lie down, bending your knees, plant your feet to the mat. So it should feel pretty good on the low back to start. You kind of want your entire low back down on the mat. That's why we're bending the knees. Otherwise, you get a little bit of an arch there. If it feels better, you can actually let your knees fall in towards each other. A little bit more of a release on the lumbar spine. Completely relax your abdominal muscles. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale, release any contraction that might be going on. A lot of times we kind of hold our gut in, whether it's like instinctual or working on our posture. It does definitely help to keep your core engaged to protect the back. But right now is a great opportunity to let all of that go. For the next 30 or so minutes, we're really going to be focusing on contracting the abdominals, so almost like zipping up through the midline. A lot of times I like to use the idea of someone almost punching you in the gut. You really contract as you think about that. While we're doing a lot of these poses and exercises, you want that exact contraction, kind of feeling the belly button pull back towards the spine. Imagine squeezing the obliques in. Let's go ahead and get started. Extend the legs, reach your arms up overhead, stretch the entire body. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest, rock a bit side to side. Let's start with a gentle twist, knees right, gaze left. Let your left ear fall to the mat. Nice and gentle to start. And let's switch. Knees left, gaze right. Keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. Bring your right ear down. All right, let's come back through center. Just how we started, plant your feet to the mat. Toes point forward. Your fingertips should be able to brush your heels. Now let's go ahead and elevate the shoulder blades and the head off the mat. Lift your arms and bring the palms face up. You're going to tick-tock side to side. So the right pinky taps the outer edge of the right foot and the left pinky taps the outer edge of the left foot. Try to keep the shoulder blades off the mat here and the lower back on the mat. Keep the inner thighs engaged, almost like you're holding a yoga block between your knees. Bring the gaze directly up so you're not straining the neck too much. Keep moving back and forth, side to side. Contract through the obliques. Feel the belly button pull down towards the mat. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let the head fall down onto the mat. Little release on the neck. Bring the arms down by the side, so palms face down, lift your legs up. Legs are up in an L shape, firm down the lower back. We're gonna slowly lower the feet. Point the toes as you do so. So slowly lower and then hover the feet up off the mat. Press the lower back down. Inhale, lift, flex your feet. Exhale, lower, point the toes. Inhale, lift, flex. Exhale, lower, point. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. For more of a challenge, you can float your head up off the mat. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Let your legs fall all the way onto the mat. Stretch the arms up overhead, reach. As you hug your knees into a tabletop position, bring the hands behind the head so the elbows point out. Now try to hide the elbows out of your peripheral view so you're not crunching the arms in too much. Glue the lower back down. We're going to take some nice slow bicycles. So crunching the right ear towards the left, right elbow towards the left knee, and switch. Left elbow, right knee. Switch. Switch. Back and forth. Nice, slow, and controlled here. So we're going for quality over quantity. Keeping the lower back on the mat the entire time. Try to keep the elbows out as wide as possible. You're picking the shoulder blades up off the mat. Keep it slow and controlled for 5. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. All right, last one here. Let's hug the knees into the chest, glue the lower back down, rock a bit side to side. All right, plant the feet, arms by your side, lift up for a bridge pose, a nice little stretch to the abdomen. Squeeze the glutes, activate your inner thighs. Try to puff the chest up just a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Rock yourself up to a seated position. And then we'll cross right on over into a downward facing dog. So stepping the feet back, lift the hips up and back. Press down through the palms. Melt your heels in the direction of your mat. Try to drive the sitting bones and the tailbone up as you press your lower belly towards your thighs. We're going to take a few spinal rolls here. So as you inhale, lift your heels. So you're high up onto the toes. You're going to start to shift the shoulders forward over the wrists as you dome your upper back, shifting forward into a plank position. Now you're bending the knees and lifting the tailbone up first. So coming through a bear pose, and then we find downward facing dog, heels melt. So legs stay straight as you inhale, lift the heels. Roll yourself forward to a high plank, squeeze the belly. Now bend the knees, drive the tailbone up through bear pose, and find downward facing dog. 2 more. Inhale, heels up, legs stay straight, come forward, high plank. Exhale, bend your knees through bear pose, find downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, shift it forward, high plank position. Bend the knees, find bear pose, and then back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Widen your stance a bit more, toes stay pointing forward. Drop the head completely and start to sway a bit side to side, maybe bending and straightening into the legs. Plant your right hand down, put a bend in your right knee, and then stretch your left arm up to the sky. Gaze up option, half wrap behind the back. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Left hand down, little bend to the left knee. Reach the right arm up as you stack the shoulders. Spread the collarbones apart. 3. Option, half wrap. 2. And 1. Hands to the mat. Then we're going to heel to the feet, hips distance. Firm down all 4 corners of the feet. As you inhale, lift up halfway. Feel the shoulder blades pull back. Draw the belly in. And then exhale, fold, catching your ankles. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now keep the torso and the chest where it is and stretch your arms forward, almost like you're holding a yoga block between your hands. Feel the shoulder blades tug back, the gaze is down so your neck is neutral. Imagine yourself in a nice L shape here. You should feel the legs and the abdomen working for 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, walk yourself all the way out to a high plank position. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Let's come all the way down onto the belly with the knees up or down to assist. Go ahead and press down firmly into your hands. Roll the shoulders back as you pick up your chest for a little baby or modified cobra. Stretching out the abdomen, maybe rocking the head side to side. As you inhale, straighten your arms as much as possible, gaze up. Exhale, find a child's pose. So bring the knees out, wide as your mat, forehead down. Stretch the arms completely forward. Breathe length into the sides of the body. Exhale, contracting your core as you press all that air out. Inhale, shift yourself forward to a tabletop, and then exhale to downward facing dog, adjusting your hands, your feet as needed. Let's inhale, lift the heels up, bend your knees. Take as many little baby steps as you need for your feet to meet the top of the mat. Bring your big toes to touch this time. Use an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift as you stretch those arms forward, finding that L shape. Palms pressing towards each other but not touching. And then inhale, rise. Press the palms together overhead. Clasp the hands behind your head, just like we did for those bicycles. And then you're going to crunch yourself over to the right. So really squeezing into the right oblique. Try to press down the inner blades of the feet more. And feel the inner thighs pull back. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, crunch to the left. So squeezing the left oblique more. Bumping the hips to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Lean back just a tad. Try to hide the elbows out of your peripherals. And exhale, forward fold. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale, pick it up halfway. And step back with just your left foot. Stay high onto the left toes. Try to lift the belly away from the thigh. Inhale, stretch the arms forward and up to a high lunge position. Great. As you exhale, you're going to sweep your left hand forward, your right arm back as you hinge forward. So imagine one long line of energy from your left heel all the way through the crown of your head. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, hinge and sweep, squeezing the core. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hinge and sweep. Inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, left hand to the mat, right arm high, easy twist. Hug the outer hips towards each other. Take it for a half wrap behind the back if that feels okay. 3, 2, 1. Left knee down. Inhale, sweep both arms up to a high lunge position. Low lunge position. Right foot to the mat, top of the left foot down. Make sure your right knee is stacked directly over the ankle as you reach up through your fingertips. Let's exhale, plant both hands to the mat. Tuck your left toes and step your right foot back to a high plank. Squeeze the belly in and then inhale, shift forward. Drop the knees if you need, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, bring your gaze forward or up. And exhale to downward facing dog, driving the hips up and back. Next, inhale, lift your heels up, bend your knees. Step or jump your feet to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift and stretch your arms forward. We're pausing here for 2 rounds of breath. Feel the inner thighs spiral back, shoulder blades pull back. Inhale, rise, clasp the hands behind your back, hiding the elbows out of the way. Exhale, crunch it to the right. Inhale, come through center, and exhale to the left. Trying to get the left elbow a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale, come through center. Lean the head back into your hands as you lift your heart space up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step back with just your right foot. Try to keep the chest, the torso lifted off of the left thigh. So you really have to engage here. High onto the right toes. Inhale, sweep both arms up. High lunge. Right leg as straight as possible. Use your exhale to sweep the right arm forward, left arm back as you hinge. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, sweep left arm back as you hinge your torso forward. Inhale, reach both arms up. Last time, exhale, hinge it forward. Maybe you bring your gaze back. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm high. Twisting, tug the left hip crease towards the back of the mat. Maybe you take it for a half rep behind the back. 3. Firm down the right palm. 2. 1. Bring the right knee down, find low lunge, sweep both arms up. Really imagine lifting from the sides of the body here, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. And try to take any little arch out of the lower back. Take a nice full breath in, reach. Exhale, plant your hands at the top of your mat. Tuck your right toes. Step your left foot back to meet your right. High plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Steady your breath. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Point your toes. Come up high onto the left toes. All right, now bring your gaze forward. See if you can tent the left palm, so just coming up onto the left fingertips. Now maybe you try to float the left hand up off the mat for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, take a step up to your right thumb. Pivot the left heel to the mat, find your warrior 1. Sweep both arms up overhead. Hips are square to the top of the mat. Keep firming down the outer blade of your left foot, sink a little deeper into your right knee. Next, inhale, we're gonna find star pose, right toes turn in. Exhale, take warrior 2 to the back. Take a deep bend to your left knee. Widen the stance here if you need, and then bring your hands behind your back like we've been doing. Open the chest. As you exhale, you're gonna crunch left elbow towards left knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, back up, 3 more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lift. Last 2, crunch. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Release the hands in reverse triangle. So straighten both legs, reach the left arm up nice and high. Great, as you exhale, you're gonna frame your left foot at the back of the mat. Lift your right leg up to find standing L. Now, we're gonna take a few Shiva squat to warrior 3 taps. So bend both knees, drive your right knee to your left calf, squeeze, contract. Inhale, expand, flex your right foot. Exhale, squeeze, draw it all in. Inhale, expand. 3 more, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Last one, exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand. And step the feet together at the back of the mat. Bend both knees, inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. Little scoop of the tailbone underneath you as you try to bring the thumbs a little bit more back. The rib cage kind of wants to flare out here, so imagine pulling it back in. Inhale, bring your gaze up, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step, jump, or float yourself back and move through one vinyasa on your own, knees up or down. So we're facing the back of the mat in our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg and point your toes. Now come up high onto your right toes. Bring your gaze forward and tent the right palm. So maybe you stay here, you're just pressing into the pads of the right fingertips. Maybe you play around with floating the right hand off the mat for 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, take a big step up, left foot to left thumb. Pivot your right heel to the mat and rise to a warrior 1. Deeper bend in the left knee, so you want the knee stacked over the ankle. Driving the right hip crease forward. Again, trying to take or minimize the curve in the lower back. Next, inhale, straighten your legs, turn your left toes in, find warrior 2 to the front. Reach the arms, widen your stance if you need, and then bring your hands behind your back, or behind your head. Trying to hide those elbows out of the way. Full breath in. Exhale, crunch right elbow, right knee, really squeezing into the obliques. Inhale, bring it back up. 4 more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lift. You got this. Last 3. 2. Last one here. Give it all you got. Crunch elbow to knee, squeeze. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten both legs, reverse triangle. Right arm, reach it up nice and high. As you exhale, let's frame the right foot top of the mat. Lift your left leg up to find a standing L. Fingertips to the mat, flex your left foot. Then we got 5 of those squat crunches. As you exhale, drive your left knee to your right calf as you bend both knees. Inhale, expand, flex the left foot. Exhale, squeeze, crunch. Tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, standing L. Exhale, crunch. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, standing L. Exhale, step your feet together and fold at the top of the mat. Bend both knees, sweep your arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Try to bring the knees back, the thumbs back. Scoop the tailbone underneath you and sink a little bit lower. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step jump, or float yourself back and move through 1 Vinyasa. All right, so we're in our downward facing dog. Let's inhale, shift it forward to a high plank position. We're gonna do some hand to ankle taps. So it's gonna be right hand to left ankle, followed by left hand to right ankle. So you're gonna start in your high plank position. Take a breath in. As you exhale, downward facing dog as you reach your right hand to your left ankle, you're twisting. Inhale, hands to mat, high plank. Exhale, left hand, right ankle. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, right hand. Inhale, forward. Exhale, left hand. Inhale, forward. 2 more rounds. Trying really to get the hips in line with the shoulders as you shift it forward. Last time with the left hand. High plank position, hold. Try to create more space between the mat and your chest. Imagine the palms pressing through the mat. Great, lower down all the way. Forehead comes to the mat. Legs long behind you, tops of the feet down. Now from here, we're gonna bring the forearms to the mat like you're finding a Sphinx pose. So shoulders over the elbows. Press down through the palms and forearms. Legs extend long behind you. Should feel pretty nice on the abdomen. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Feel the shoulder blades drop away from the ears. Really press down through the tops of the feet so you can feel your kneecaps lift. All right, we're gonna do something a little bit challenging here. If you need an easier option, tuck your toes now. For our hard option, we're gonna press down through the tops of the feet, finding a forearm plank with the tops of the feet down. Again, for easier option, just tuck the toes, you'll be in a normal forearm plank. Neutralize the neck, your gaze should be down, not forward. Holding here, steady out the breath. You've got this, we'll get relief in just a little bit. Holding here for 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down and forehead to the mat. Walk the hands back so the palms are in line with the shoulders. Inhale, roll it up for a Cobra pose. Take a gaze over the right shoulder and a gaze over the left shoulder. Come back through center and then tuck your toes. Find downward facing dog. Almost there, yogis. Use an inhale, stretch the right leg up and back. As you exhale, crunch knee to nose. We've only got 3 of these. Inhale, send it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift the shoulders forward. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, squeeze, knee to nose. You're gonna drop the right shin down to the mat. So it's about halfway through the mat. So coming to almost like a tabletop position, now lift your left leg up. It's like a 3-legged table. Great. Now we're gonna work that left side. Use the left knee to crunch to the left armpit. So leg comes out to the left side. Inhale, send the left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Inhale, send the left leg back. Exhale, crunch to the left armpit. Inhale, send the left leg back. And then we'll plant the left toes all the way off the right side of the mat. Bring your gaze over your right shoulder as you bump your hips to the left. You should feel a stretch through the left side of the body. Bring the left leg back, tuck your right toes. Inhale, find a 3-legged dog. Great, now as you exhale, crunch left knee to the nose. Doing the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shift the shoulders forward. Inhale, lift your leg. Exhale, squeeze. Now bring the left shin down about halfway in the mat. So top of the foot down, shin down, knee down. Find your 3-legged tabletop by lifting the right leg. Full breath in. Exhale, crunch, right knee to right armpit. Inhale, send the right leg back. Exhale, crunch to the armpit. Inhale, send the right leg back. Exhale, crunch to the armpit. Inhale, send it back. Now bring your right foot all the way off the left side of the mat. Bring your gaze over your left shoulder as you bump your hips to the right. Great. Right knee meets the left, tabletop position. Let's go ahead and stretch out those wrists a tad. Bring the tops of the hands down, fingertips point back towards your knees. Start to shift your weight forwards and backwards, massaging into the tops of the wrists, tops of the hands. Flip the wrists. Bringing the fingers to point back to the knees again, this time palms or wrist face forward. You can either draw some circles or continue shifting the weight forwards and backwards. And if you're drawing circles, make sure to reverse your motion. 3, 2, 1. Find your tabletop position. Let's keep the hips stacked over the knees. Just start to walk your hands forward. So we're finding puppy pose. The forehead comes to the mat. This is a nice stretch on the abdomen, especially if you bring your chin forward. If your chest and shoulders aren't feeling that open, just keep the forehead on the mat here and breathe length into the abdomen, the sides of the body, and keep driving the sides of the hips up. Picture pressing down through the tops of your feet. All right, let's lift the forehead back up, crawl your hands back. We're gonna cross over the ankles and come to a seat. So you're towards the back of your mat, maybe middle of your mat if you would like to adjust. All right, find a little bit of abs before we cool it down here. Now we're gonna go ahead and lift the shins up off the mat, trying to get them as close to parallel with the mat as possible. Try to be on an even surface here, definitely will help you out. For a little bit of assist, feet to the mat or hands can plant behind you. Otherwise, we're just gonna hold it right here in our Navasana boat pose. You can definitely make this more challenging by straightening the legs, pointing the toes. 5 full rounds of breath here. Even inhales and exhales through the nose. Three more breaths. Last 2. Last 1. Crossing the ankles, shift your weight forward. Inhale, stretch the arms up. We're in a nice pretzel seated position. Bring your right hand down, stretch the left arm up and over. Should feel pretty nice. Breathe into the left side of the body, and then inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right arm reaches. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Plant your hands behind you and your feet in front of you. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Easier reverse table, just lift your hips up. If you'd like a little bit harder, you can straighten your legs. Press down through the palms, lift your hips up, and drop the head back. Nice, strong wrists, strong shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down, come all the way down to lie on your back. All the way down, ending just how we began. We've got a little bit of a cool down left here. Hug the knees into the chest. We took bridge pose in the beginning, so you're welcome to take that again. Otherwise, what's a really nice stretch on the abdomen, if you have the flexibility, is an upward facing bow. So bridge is a great option to start. Otherwise, for upward bow, if you've got it, hands plant beside the head, firm down the feet and the palms. Start by lifting your hips up first. So you're basically in your bridge pose, but the hands are by the head. Thumbs are closest to the ears. Now really pressing into the palms. You're gonna start to lift the chest, the shoulders, the head up off the mat. Squeeze the glutes as you drive your hips up. Feel the inner thighs engage towards each other. Breathing into the abdomen. 3, 2, and 1. Releasing when you're ready. Slowly bringing the spine back onto the mat. Full breath in. And full breath out. All right, let's go ahead and counterbalance that with a shoulder stand. Option 1, legs up the wall, just staying in an L shape with the feet stacked over the hips. Option 2, hands support the low back. Make sure not to turn your head side to side. Squeeze the inner thighs here. So just because this is kind of a cool down posture doesn't mean your body should be relaxed. You're still pressing the balls of the feet up. You're squeezing your glutes. You're trying to stack your feet over your knees, over your hips, over your shoulders. Staying here, or for more of a stretch in the back, send the legs overhead for plow. Trying to keep the legs as straight as possible, but if your hamstrings are tight, you can put a little bend. If the toes touch the mat, it's a green light to clasp your hands. Press your behind down into the mat. Now, if you're looking for even more, the knees can bend for ear pressure pose. So the knees kind of hug the ears like headphones. Staying in your inversion for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, with control, one single vertebrae at a time is going to come down. If you would like to work the core one last time, keep the legs as straight as possible as you lower them down for 3, 2, 1. Legs to the mat. All right, we're going to go ahead and close out with a final twist here. If you have something you prefer, feel free to take any variation. Otherwise, I'm going to lead us through a nice eagle wrap twist. I like this because you get a little bit deeper and sometimes you can get a nice crack if you're into that. Right leg, wrap it over the left. You can double eagle wrap if you'd like. Now bump your hips a little bit to the right. This allows your knees to fall easier to the left. Right arm stretch to the right. If you've got that double wrap, so the right toes behind the left calf, it's kind of using the weights of your left leg to help you twist more. Slowly, let's come back through center, unwinding the legs, wrapping your left leg over your right, double eagle wrap if you want it. Now bump the hips a little to the left. This just allows them to fall easier to the right. Left arm reach. Slowly unwind through center. Give your knees a final squeeze into your chest and find a final resting position. I encourage you to either pause this video or maybe listening to the end and then taking a little bit of time on your own to integrate your practice. So I know I've mentioned this in previous videos, but our asana portion, which was very heavy on the abs today, so it might have seemed more of like a physical workout. Regardless, the asana or the posture portion of yoga is just one small part of it. Without the integration, the breathing, you're not getting the full benefits of your practice. So though I hope you got a nice core workout today and enjoyed some of these dynamic movements, what I'd really like is for you to give yourself maybe just even 2 final minutes of rest. And then when you're ready, unpausing the video, giving your body a final stretch, and slowly, almost like you're moving through honey, making your way up to a seated position or anything else that's comfortable. Notice any shifts in your mind and body from when you first stepped onto your mat today. And just as we did in the beginning, allow your belly, your core to completely relax. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, let all of that contraction go. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead one last time. Reach through the sides. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart and then bow your head down. Honoring your practice, your body. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our nice little core blast today from beautiful Porto, Portugal. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and new videos come every single Wednesday, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. See you on your mat next time.